Dear student, in this video we will understand some basics about the rectangular window that we must know before designing a FIR filter using rectangular window, and we will also see how the different parameters of the rectangular window will affect the finally designed filter. So let us suppose if you want to design a FIR filter of length 7, means that we have to choose in this case a window size of length 7, means the unity sample in the rectangular window must be 7 and rest other should be 0. So here we have taken 7 samples as start from -3 up to 3, and this is the impulse response of the window, which can be expressed mathematically like the function as WRN is equal to 1 in the range of -n-1/2 to n-1/2. When you put n equal to 7, certainly you will get from -3 to 3, and 0 for rest other values of n. When you take the frequency response of this window, you have to apply the Fourier transform, and in this season from -3 to 3 this value will be 1. So after putting this thing, you will finally find out that the response of rectangular window is a sinc function. Now in this sinc function, the value of the response will be 0 when its numerator will be 0. When its numerator will be 0, when this sine function will be 0 in amplitude. So when omega n by 2, which is the angle of the sine function, should be multiple of pi, integer multiple of pi. So here we can see in this expression n omega by 2 should be multiple of must be integer multiple of the pi. So the distal frequency at which this numerator will be 0 equal to 2k pi by n. So the first distal frequency at which the response of the function will become 0 by putting k equal to 1. So the first value of the frequency where this response is 0 is 2 pi by n. Similarly, for the negative frequency it will be -2 pi by n. So this whole envelope is termed as main lobe. Main lobe, where most of the energy of the window retains because of the high amplitude of the main lobe, and the width of this main lobe will be 4 pi by n, because 2 pi by n on this side, 2 pi by n on this side. So in the case of rectangular window, main lobe width is 4 pi by n, that we must know, and after the main lobe all other lobes are termed as side lobes. Okay, ideally all the energy or most of the energy of any window should lie in the main lobe, and very small energy should lie in the side lobe. Also the peak of the side lobe should be small, or immediate, or the first peak of the first side lobe peak must be as small as possible. One more thing, the side lobe must decay rapidly as it goes towards higher values of n. So these are the cases that we normally desire at the time of FIR filter designing. And now why we desire so that we have to understand first, these side lobes contribute in the ripples in the actual response of the designed FIR filter. So if this ripple's amplitude will be high, certainly the amplitude will be high. So that's why we require a small amplitude of the ripple, as well as the main lobe contribute towards the transition region. So if this slope will be high, it means the design filter have higher transition region. That can be understood better by this figure. In this figure, this is the actual response. Actual response means when we multiply a window to a desired response, so it will be in actual convolving the window frequency response to the desired frequency response. So after convolution, the actual response will be look like this. Note the ideal case, which is that one. So what we are seeing? We are seeing ripples on both pass band as well as on stop band. These ripples are the occurrence of these ripples are termed as Gibbs phenomena. We already know that. Now here we will see there is not a sharp transition between pass band and stop band, but there is a gradual decay, or there is a certain width between pass band and stop band that is termed as transition band. Means you are not getting a sharp truncation or sharp boundary between the pass band and stop band, but it is because the amplitude is decaying gradually, and that's why there is one more reason, that is a transition band. The width of the transition band will depend on the amplitude, the width of the side lobe. So for moving towards ideal means we have a less transition width or less transition band. So this can be obtained only by narrow main lobe width. So when you make the main lobe width narrow, so this transition region will also become narrow. That's why the tendency is to design or to choose the length of a rectangular window in such that main lobe width should be as narrow as possible. But there is a limitation. The limitation arises because of the parameter given. So means what the specification you have, what is a minimum, what must be the pass band frequency, what must be the stop band frequency. So there are the number of parameters on which you have to decide the length of the filter. So width of the transition region depends on the width of the main lobe. As the filter length n increases, main lobe becomes narrower, decreasing the width of the transition region. So when you increase the length of the filter, means length of the window, in that particular case you will reach towards ideal, means you are decreasing this transition band, and when you decrease the transition bands, meaning is that you are using a narrow main lobe width of the window. As well as you can see in this formula, when you increase the n, you have a smaller value of 2 pi by n, means the frequency of zero crossing will be near to the will move on this side by the increasing value of n. So again, the width of the transition region depends on the width of the main lobe. As the filter length increases, main lobe becomes narrower, decreasing the width of the transition region. And because the convolution of the desired response with the window response give rise to the ripple in both pass band and stop band, amplitude of the ripples is dictated by the amplitude of the side lobe. So because ripples dictate by the side lobes, so that's why we want the energy in side lobes as small as possible. But in case of rectangular window, amplitude of the side lobe is unaffected by the length of the window. Means you cannot decrease the amplitude of the side lobe by the increasing length of the window. Means side lobe amplitude will remain same, but when you increase n, the frequency of ripple increases. So if you increase n, amplitude will not change, but its frequency will increase. Amplitude will not change, but its frequency will increase. Okay. So this is another important thing related to the rectangular window. So now we have to understand that. Now finite length low pass filter possesses an 8.9% maximum ripple. Means the ripple is 8.9% of the maximum amplitude of the filter that you get in the desired response, or that you get in the actual response. Now, if you want to reduce the effect of the ripple in the actual response, so what you should do? You may have certain changes in the shape of the window. Means in the case of rectangular window, what is happening? In the case of rectangular window, you are truncating the sample abruptly. Means if you want to design a filter of length n equal to 7, so you are taking n samples. After that you are taking after that you are taking 0. So means you are making an abrupt truncation. So if you want to reduce the ripple, you have to avoid the abrupt truncation. That's why there are number of different windows are proposed in the literature by the different scientists. The shape should not be abrupt, but it should be gradual decay in amplitude. The shape may be like this, shape may be like this, or shape may be just like this, as in case of triangular window. So that's why the different other windows are proposed, and the parameters like main lobe width, the effect on the side lobe amplitude will be studied afterwards. Thank you.